Hello friends, this is the first session of BC Executive Training Program Entrepreneurs as Businessmen. The name of the session is Understanding Entrepreneurship. Let's see what is there in this session and how you are going to benefit out of this session. So the first thing is the basic terminologies. So let me show you what are the basic terminology what we are talking about. So the basic first terminologies that we are talking about is what is entrepreneurship? Have you searched on Google what is entrepreneurship? Okay, so because we want to make this program as simple as possible. Okay, we don't want to uh, make it as a very complex entrepreneurship development program that nobody will understand. Even if you have idea, you think that you cannot do that. So let's talk very simply. Entrepreneurship is the creation or extraction of value. With this definition, entrepreneurship views as a change which may new views as a change which may include other values than simple economic ones. This is the definition that Google is providing as per the Wikipedia. What is that entrepreneurship means? That whenever somebody do the valuation of something, right? They do the valuation as per the economics or as per the financial value. Okay. But entrepreneurs think beyond that. Suppose somebody is setting up an ice cream factory. He is thinking that we are selling ice cream. Ice cream is just a commodity, ice cream is just a product that people want to buy, its taste, and all these things. That's a business. That's a very good business. People are doing it. But as an entrepreneur, you think that we are not only selling ice cream, we are selling the happiness attached to that ice cream. We are selling that joyful moment attached to that ice cream. Okay, so our ice cream will be different. Apart from the taste, it also gives you feeling good, happy, treat, celebration. Okay, so if you can extract that kind of value in anything, then that's called entrepreneurship, and that's called a idea behind an entrepreneurship. Suppose somebody is buying at 4, selling at 8, so anything, any commodity. But as an entrepreneur, they think that why this system is keep on doing like past 100 years. Why can't we just buy at 2 and sell at 4? And how can we buy at 2? Because if we buy for large number of people, something new idea, then definitely we can buy at 2 and sell it at 4. So that kind of new kind of value creation and creating a new business idea into it, it's called entrepreneurship. Okay. Now, second thing is what I would like to discuss. That is the most important thing. Before you think as an entrepreneur, I would like to discuss that what are the ways to earn money, how people are earning money, what they are doing to earn money. The first way to earn money is to become an employee. This part, this is called the first way. Employee, somebody else company, somebody else business, and you are the employee. Naukri pesha. What going on in this business, not going on, doesn't matter. You are selling your time, selling your services to him, and he's paying you salary. This is the first method to earn money. Your time is blocked, very less tension, they have a job. The second way to earn money is self-employment, like doctors, contractors, sometimes consultants. The self-employment thing is whenever you sit in your office, you can make money. When you are not there, you cannot make money. If the doctor is not available, he will not make money. But yes, self-employment is a bit better than an employee employment, because employment there is a time, you need to give the time, you need to ask for holiday and all. Self-employment, suppose you already made a lot of money in this month, so you can take 1 week of break and tell everybody that I'm taking a week break, so after 1 week I can meet and resume the business. A lot of small business owners, like suppose a small coffee shop owner, a baniya dukan, and a lot of small general stores and all, they are also self-employment. They are not exactly doing a business, because if they are not in their shop remains closed, and there is no money, no earning is coming. Okay. Now the third way to earn money is to become a business owner. Any business, you set up a company and you are the business owner. People are working for you, and those who are not working, they are self-employed, they are a consultant to you. So people definitely work for you, they work hard, okay, and they create product, they sell the product, they earn your company earn profit, and that profit is yours as per the shareholder, and you are the business owner, you earn the profit. As a business owner, your requirement to be in the company is like 5%. Even if you don't go to the office remains open, they open the factory, they run the business, and you are getting their profit. That is called business ownership, this part. Okay, so now you understand employee to self-employment, self-employment to business. Now the fourth part is this part is called investor. What investor guys do? They have a lot of money usually, and they don't want to do business, the day-to-day business operations and all this thing. So they invest in businesses, they invest in these people, they invest in these people. Okay, so if a business needs 4 crore rupees, and they want, so the investor invest 4 crore rupees in that business, and when that 4 crore makes 8 crores, so the business owner, the self-employed people, the employee, they get benefit. Of course they get, but the most of the benefit of that 4 crore goes to that investor, because he is the guy who invested money. It means as an investor, he is not actually doing any work other than investment, but his money is working for him and making him more rich than all three these guys. Okay, that is called investors. So this is the four ways how people make money. And why I put this entrepreneurship here, because as an entrepreneur in your company, in your firm, whenever you start, you need to think, you need to work, and you need to have the attitude of all these four people in your company. You need to work hard, like 24 hours or maybe 12 hours a day as an employee. You are self-employed also. Suppose you got sick or 5 days you want to take a break, you can take a break. Nobody is asking you, because you are self-employed also. And since you are entrepreneur, your business is running behind because of you. If you are not available, the business is stopped. That's why you are a self-employed. Third, you are the business owner also, because you are the owner, you are running the business, you are hiring new people, and you are responsible for the investors. And fourth, that yes, in the beginning you invested in your business also, so you are a investor also. Okay, so employee, self-employed, business owner, and investor. Okay, so this is the very strong and important basic terminology that I think you all should know. Okay, and we will use this terminology thing in, I think, next session. Then you understand that why this chart matters a lot. Now let's talk about the basic organizational chart in a company. Basic organization chart. Okay, and why I shown you this, and why I am showing you this. These two things are very, very important to know as an entrepreneur in the beginning, right? If you are an employee, there is no need to know that if suppose you are an employee, there is no need to know what is the attitude of a business owner, what is the attitude of an investor. There's no need to know. You're an employee, you have your own work, you're an engineer, you're an accountant, you just finish your work and that's it, you go home. But as an entrepreneur, you need to understand all of them. Same like in the basic organizational chart, you need to understand what are the basic thing that a small organization should have. The first thing a small organization should have is the management. This part. Management are those people who are the real promoter of the company, owners of the company, the people who are responsible and who are taking the decisions. Okay. Next to the managers are advisors and sometimes R&D. Okay. So suppose you and your friend, or maybe you yourself, your girlfriend, your wife, you guys mark yourself as a management. You are the whole and soul responsible for the company, and you are the decision makers. But that doesn't mean you know everything. So that's why people hire, yeah, people contact other people to become as an advisor or to become as a R&D kind of person. Okay, they become advisors. Usually advisors are their uncle, their mentor, their teacher, their father, whosoever is expert in one field, they become advisor. Suppose you have a chartered accountant is very good in accounting, so they become accounting advisor, somebody else engineering advisor, somebody else IT advisor, something like that. Okay. After that, there are four basic pillars. First pillar is the most important, is the production and the services. Like what your company or what your organization is gonna provide. Are you making mics? Are you making computers? Are you providing services? What exactly you are doing? That is the first department. The second department is HR and admin, who take care about these productions and services. So initially people think that HR admin is not important, but HR admin department is also very important from the beginning, because you need to hire people who can take care of all of your documentation, take care of all of the people who are working. So people feel relaxed, people feel nice that yes, this company have HR and admin department, and yes, it's a secured kind of company, and all your documentation is in place. The third thing which is important is finance and accounting. How much money you have, how much money you are spending, how much taxes you are filing, how much all other things what you are doing related to finance and accounting. And the fourth is sales and marketing. Sales and marketing means whatever services you have, how you are market your service to the outside world, that is called sales and marketing. Okay, so these are the basics. So as an entrepreneur, you should be very, very good in understanding about all these four pillars, because if any pillar that you are not able to understand, okay, then to manage the whole company sitting over here, it's very difficult. Okay, So that is the basic thing I would like to tell you there. No, these things you need to keep in mind. Okay. So when you keep these things in mind, then whenever you start thinking as an entrepreneur, you start thinking about all these four departments, and that will create entrepreneurship attitude in you. When you join any other company as an employee also, you should know, okay, how they are managing the finance and accounting, how they are managing the sales and marketing, how HR admin and all these things. Okay guys, now one of the most important slide of the first session, what it needs to be an entrepreneur. A lot of people talk about entrepreneurship. So what is it is required? What is really needed? So before I tell you that what is needed to be an entrepreneur, let me tell you about what are the basic misconceptions about entrepreneurship. 5 misconceptions I want to tell you. The first misconception that people start thinking, you cannot become an entrepreneur because you don't have a brilliant idea. That you need to have a brilliant idea to become an entrepreneur. That is the misconception a lot of people have. To become an entrepreneur, you don't need a brilliant idea from day one. Your idea can be very common also. Your idea can be a opening a sweet shop also. There's no need to have a very brilliant, sharp, and different kind of idea. No, that's a misconception. Okay. Second misconception: you should have a good team. People keep on saying that. What? Where is your team? You are one man army. Where is your team? Is that really necessary? So that I should hire four of we should have a team of member of 4 people, 3 people. No, it's not. You can start by your own. One man army, yes. It's a misconception that you should have a good team to become an entrepreneur. Third thing is, it's like a lot of people say, yeah, okay, fine, you have an idea, yeah, team bhi hai, fine, but where is the funding, man? Where is the funding? If you don't have a funding, then how can you say you are an entrepreneur? All your idea is of no use if you don't have a funding. This is what people talk and make other people upset. But that is a really important thing, that you should have a funding from day one. No, it's not. It's a misconception. You can say that, yes, I have an idea. I have some idea. I'm working on it. Yes, I don't have a funding. Fourth, a lot of new startups are incubating in different incubators. Some incubators are in the big colleges, some incubators are in big cities. Incubators are a small organization who incubate your idea and make your uh, entrepreneurship, or make your idea as a big level, business level. So should have a backup incubator. So people think that, okay, I'm not from any incubator, I'm just at home. Do you want to do something? I cannot be a entrepreneur, but that's not true. Even if you are not from a big incubator, even if you don't understand a lot of new terms from the beginning, still you can become an entrepreneur. Yes, in incubator they teach to understand new things and blah blah, but it's not necessary. It's a misconception. Last but not the least, the misconception is the founder should be from IIT, IIM, or nice big colleges. Yes, I truly believe the people from IIT, IIM, or any other prestigious organizations are good, sharp brain. They did a lot of big things in the life for the country and for the world. But that is a misconception that if you are not from a big college, how come you become an entrepreneur? That is a complete misconception. Even if you are from a normal college also, you can become an entrepreneur. It's not a dead rule that you cannot. Okay. Now let's talk about the things which is important, which is required to become an entrepreneur? Okay, here again it's written 5 misconceptions, but misconception in another way. Like these are the things what you required to become an entrepreneur. Should have an entrepreneurial attitude. Your attitude should be an entrepreneurial guy. You want to learn all the things. Entrepreneurial attitude means your attitude like this. You want to learn, you want to understand what is going on, how the sales are managing their sales, how to managing their financial accounting, how HR admin, how production services. Your attitude to understand every aspect of the money earning schemes, like as an employee, self-employed business owner, investor. So if you start thinking like all of them, your attitude are definitely change as an entrepreneurial attitude. Okay. Now, second thing what is required, should have developed a particular skill. That is also important thing, that as an entrepreneur you cannot just talk like behave like you are a business owner. You don't need to learn anything. You need to have, there are few entrepreneurs who are very good in coding from the day one. Some few guys are very good in marketing. Few guys are very good in at least one department. You should have good knowledge. Third, you should be very good negotiator and deal making. As an entrepreneur, you need to negotiate a lot. Negotiate with the funding agency, negotiate with the new employee hiring, and a lot of things. And you should be very good at deal making. Okay, a lot of when people are employee, a lot of time they are having a weird kind of arrogant attitude. Okay, it's if you like this, I will say yes, otherwise no. But as an entrepreneur, you need to leave your attitude or arrogance at your home and try to close the deal. Okay, that's the idea. Now, fourth thing is very important. You should invest in yourself. Invest in yourself means invest money to give yourself some different kind of training. First thing. Second thing, invest yourself to visit different kind of places. Suppose your interest of doing business is in Jaipur, a city in India, but you never been to Jaipur. You never understand the business, the market and all. You think you are sitting in Kolkata and understanding everything in Jaipur. No, you cannot. You need to travel to Jaipur. Even there is no work, but still you go and travel. Understand the market. So that traveling or that kind of investment is an investment to yourself to make you more aware, you make you more learn. Fifth, and that's the most important, you should have perseverance. Very important. The moment you talk about becoming entrepreneur, startup, idea, something like that, right? People start judging you. They start giving their own unwanted advices. Do this, do that, do not this, do not that. But you should be perseverance about what you are thinking. Okay. So guys, this is the first session of entrepreneurship as a businessman. In this session, we discuss about a lot of things about misconceptions and a lot of things that needed to be entrepreneurship, a lot of things about management, organizational chart, and ways to earn money and all these things. So you can get a basic idea about what is an entrepreneurship and what are the things you should have in your mind and how the organization is running as a basic. Okay. In the second session, we will go more detail about entrepreneurship development and all. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. Take care.